Hello and welcome. I'm so excited this week. We are bringing you a brand new episode all about falconry in Elizabethan England. During Shakespeare's lifetime, falconry and hawking, as it was also known if you used a hawk instead of a falcon to go hunting with, was very popular. There are numerous woodcuts showing Elizabeth I participating in hawking, and it was a sport that was a lot like golf is today. It was on the more elite side of sports, and it was often used for business professionals who would gather together for the purpose of networking and talking and handling your business while you were participating in this sport. It was very communal, and you'll notice in the woodcuts of Elizabeth I, there's often a lot of people there with her helping this sport take place. And to help you understand exactly how this sport worked and where Shakespeare got a lot of the terms in his plays that are related to this sport, like hoodwinked or wrapped around your little finger, we wanted to take you inside the actual sport itself and show you how it works. So today we're going out to meet with the Alabama Hawking Association to introduce you to the sport of falconry as it would have been done in Shakespeare's lifetime. You're going to get to meet some hawks that are available and trained athletes in this particular sport. And we will also show you some of the gear and techniques that they use and explain where they come from in Shakespeare's lifetime. Stay tuned afterwards. I'll be back with some bonus material for you you can use to take this episode into your classroom. But for now, let's go meet the hawks. So from here, we're going to actually get to practice some of the falcon hunting. Mostly we're gonna watch, but they're gonna show us how it works to hunt with a falcon, which would have been the exact same sport Shakespeare would have practiced in the 16th century. So it's gonna be really cool to see how this works.
So this is pretty simple. We'll just put the bird into a situation where maybe she can see a squirrel. Our job is to get the squirrel to rotate around the tree, to move around so that she sees it, and try to distract the squirrel from seeing the bird. And then the bird will catch the squirrel, hopefully, so that you guys can see it. But she'll catch the squirrel when the squirrel is not expecting to be ambushed. So they are ambush predators. They typically, red-tailed hawks typically sit and wait. And they're sitting and waiting on an opportune moment where they can take advantage of the situation when the prey is not paying attention. Okay. So our goal is to distract the prey while she hunts it.
And she doesn't need to have a hood because she's used to what's happening and she's not freaking out.
She's very calm compared to most birds, but she right now she's looking all around trying to figure out where is my opportune moment. Okay. So she's ready to hunt. She is at her hunting weight. Okay. So we have her, we weigh them morning and night so that we know exactly how much they weigh. If I maintained my weight as well as we do the birds, then I would be Mr. Olympia. Obviously, I'm not. So, but yeah, she's ready to go. So if you guys are ready to go,
we're ready.
We'll start walking.
Okay, we'll follow you.
If you, I use this stick, I'll bang on trees, and if you see vines or bird nests, pull on the vines. They can hoop and holler. They don't have to be quiet. So she's just maneuvering into a place where she can see.
If she gets to where she can catch it, she's going to catch the squirrel. You're aware of that?
Yes.
Okay. Yep, he's hitting him with the slingshot. The squirrel's trying to hide right up there. Right there.
Yeah, I see it.
Come on, Pollo. She'll start circling the tree to determine her best point of attack. And if it goes into a hole, it's funny, you can go back a day later and she'll visit that hole because she remembers it.
So if you look, there's a crack in this tree right ahead. You look up about midway, there's like a slit in that tree. In the middle of that slit's a hole, and the squirrel has dove into that hole.
Okay.
So Mr. Marker's trying to flush the squirrel out with his slingshot, but I mean, that hole is itty bitty. I don't think we can hit it from all the way down here and get the
She's
squirrel
going to
out.
work her way around the tree, and she'll ladder up, what we call it. She'll study that tree, and unless she sees another squirrel, she'll focus on this tree for a little bit. Oh, she got it! No, she didn't. She's in that tree.
Is that right?
Yep, she's getting ready. Now the squirrel definitely has an advantage when the squirrel is higher than she is.
Mr. Marker. Yeah. You know, in off-season games, it's pretty quiet, you know.
Good job, Pollo. She does her job really well here, and she does catch the squirrel. Now, we show her catching the squirrel on screen so you can see how it works to retrieve the prey. There's no blood or gore, but a squirrel does lose its life on camera. So if you don't want to see that, if you're sensitive, or especially if you're watching with younger viewers, skip ahead a little bit, and we catch you up with some extra history after this part.
Got it, man. Bring him out. Yep. Got it. Got it. I got it. Got it.
She worked hard for that. Y'all gonna convince her to give it up?
He's gonna dispatch the squirrel, so because the squirrels will bite, and that's what a lot of people. Squirrel hawking is relatively new in falconry, because really it was just like snakes. They were like, don't hunt squirrels because they can bite and cut a tendon, or really infect, cause an infection or whatever. So that's what we do. So it's gaining a lot more popularity now. But we just have to make sure that the squirrel is dead so it doesn't injure the.
So, Miss Sherry, what do they call this?
That is called mantling. When they spread their wings out over their prey, that kind of hides it from anything that might try to steal it.
Like me?
So they're mantling right now.
Okay, he's gonna kill the squirrel. Okay.
I know.
Okay.
Hawks kill with their talons, so they have to grab their prey and they squeeze it until it.
She's not letting go.
Yeah, they'll squeeze it until it dies.
I thought it was already dead.
So that's why they could actually get because it takes a minute.
So you might get a better advantage from over here.
Okay.
There you go. You got him, girl. See how she's all bristled up? The feathers on her neck and her head.
She's proud of herself.
But if she was holding still in the leaves, she'd be so camouflaged that other game wouldn't even see her. And I won't tell you what she's done with those talons. She's really got
She's locked
an
onto the
advantage.
squirrel.
That
right
squirrel
now.
is not going to make it for sure.
So the reason that we would trade her off, because she's still good to hunt some more. But if she eats too much,
Then she's
too heavy and she wouldn't hunt anymore. She would pretty much do what she wanted to. So we trade them off for a little tidbit, and then we could put her back up and she'd go right back at it.
Oh, wow.
She'd hunt another one.
Okay.
So, and we can do that. We can move her on into the woods, and that way you get Sometimes it's not a matter of not wanting to let it go. Sometimes they just can't because their
instincts or whatever.
talons kind of ratchet down and lock.
Oh.
And sometimes they can't let go.
Okay.
And they have to kind of relax their foot before they can let go of the squirrel.
Good girl.
Good trade.
Come on, Pollo. When you do that, you do it as quickly as possible so that she doesn't grab your hand while it has that tidbit in it. We have scars to prove it.
But you got to make sure there's not a tail hanging out, or she'll go after that too.
So that's bird 1, squirrel 0.
After Pollo completed her hunt and before we left for the day, Mr. and Mrs. Reddick decided to let me try calling Pollo to my arm like a real falconer, which of course I was thrilled to try.
So what we're going to do is you're going to turn around, hold your glove up like this. Just hold your arm out. Don't let it droop. Just keep your arm up. I'm going to put some chicken on the glove.
Yeah, turn your tongue hole and everything.
And we're going to call her name and you're going to shake that glove.
One of y'all get behind her as the bird's coming into the glove. I mean, it just
Remember,
makes
under your thumb. So squeeze that and shake it. We're going to call Pollo. Pollo! I don't know if she can see us yet or not.
There she goes. She's coming.
So you're coming? Move your arm up.
Yeah.
Do I keep shaking?
You're doing great.
All right.
You want me to get her or you got her?
We got it. You just dropped that food.
Yep. Okay. I'm sorry, I thought that was the plan. You want her?
Yep. All right, so if you want to come behind her, we'll do that one more time. Hold on to her, Sherry. All right. Shake it. Call her name.
Pollo.
There you go. Let her go back to Sherry. Don't get too close, buddy.
Back up, Ty.
You're allowed to take your face with
Pollo.
you off of your treat.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. You're very excited about that too, aren't you? Here, Pollo. Here, Pollo.
That is really cool.
So that's how a red-tailed hawk catches a squirrel and then gets fed up afterwards.
Thanks, Pollo. This was fun.
My pleasure.
Yeah. Thank you guys very much. This has
very
been
welcome.
really awesome. How amazing is that? I can't believe how exactly just come to life the woodcuts are when you go out with a hawking professional and you get to see how this sport really works. I totally understand why Elizabeth I was fond of it. It's quite addictive. You get out there and you've got this amazing, powerful bird landing on your arm and flying off to go hunt. It's really an impressive sport to participate in. Thank you so much for being here and joining us on this expedition into the 16th century and learning a piece of life from Shakespeare's lifetime. It was really fun to just get to step into the past for a moment. I hope you had as much fun as I did. Hey, don't forget that this is part of an activity kit inside our members area where we have bonus interviews with the Alabama Hawking Association, not available anywhere else, along with history guides, worksheets, and coordinating podcast episodes that let you turn today's activity into a classroom activity that you can do with your students. Or if you're just really into history and you want to go deeper, there's a lot of bonus material in there as well. So check out the members area at CassidyCash.com/member. I'll see you inside. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Cassidy Cash, and I hope you learned something new about the Bard. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.